Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Zildjian Talk. My name is Darshan Doshi, and we are here almost towards the end of the second season of the Zildjian Talk. Thank you for the amazing response that you guys have been giving through all these episodes, and it's been a really fun time interviewing such amazing drummers from across the globe and also from India as well. So today, as you know, we have Virendra Kaith with us, and before I get him on board, for people who don't know Virendra, he's better known as Viru, a very, very dear friend as well. He has been playing drums for more than 25 years now. His versatility as a drummer, musician, educator has led to some unique collaborations with varied artists of different genres of music. He is a member of the metal band Demonic Resurrection that pioneered the metal scene in India and have successfully performed at some of the biggest music festivals across UK, Europe, and South Asia. He's also been part of some indie acts like Sparsh, the band, Scribe, Prayag, and Pin Drop Violence. He's also been associated for live and recording sessions with renowned Bollywood artists like Darshan Rawal, Kailash Kher, Ash King, and Ambili Menon. He's also worked with Salim Suleiman, Arman Malik, Neha Kakkar, Jonita Gandhi, Niti Mohan, and many more. His real-life journey was showcased in the real-life project, the signature startup Passion to Paycheck campaign by Diageo Group. So, yeah, he's been an amazing guy playing with various artists in the scene, various genres as well. So let's get him on board and let's know more about his story. Viru, are you here? Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for Viru to join in. Let's see if he's here. Hi guys, hi Daryl. Hi Satyajit, hi Tyson. Thank you guys for joining in. Hi Aaron. What's up? Okay. We're just gonna wait for Viru to join in. Hopefully he should be here soon. Hi Aditya, hi Sanket. Good to see you guys out here. Okay, let's see. We're gonna wait some more for Viru before he joins in. Aaron, if you're listening to me, if you can check with Viru if he's here, maybe I can add him. Hi Atmik, good evening. Guys, waiting. We're just gonna wait for Viru to join in before we start today's session. If you have any questions for Viru, share it with me out here so I can ask him all those questions. You can, yeah, you can surely check out my cymbal setup out here. That was a good idea. Maybe I'm just gonna do, let's see if I can do that. So that's my setup out here. As you can see, I've just finished recording for Salim Suleiman's upcoming project. And These are the cymbals that I've used for this one. This is the new A custom master sound hi-hats which just came in last night, and I was very happy that I could have this with me for these sessions that I'm doing, and specifically for this album. So yeah, that's the FX stack. That's the cluster crash with the A custom EFX, and yeah. So let's see if I can. So yeah, that's my setup. Just working on it right now, and you guys will hear these songs that I recorded today very soon. So yeah. Okay, Viru, are you here? Can you send a hi to me? Hi, Shannon. Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, Viru is finally here. Let's see. So I've sent you a request. If you can accept that, then maybe we can have a chat out here. Yeah, here we go. Can you hear me, Viru? Hi, Viru, can you hear me? I'm not able to hear you right now. Check, check, check. Guys, can you hear me? Or I'm not able to hear Viru right now somehow. Viru, can you hear me? Okay, we'll try to add him back. Okay, thanks, Parth. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Somehow I was not able to hear Viru. Let's see if we can add him again. Yes, I think I can hear you, Viru, now, but I'm not able to see you. Here we go. Hi, brother. How are you? Viru, can you hear me?
Not clearly.
I can
The
hear you
video
very
keeps
clearly now.
loading.
I can hear you very clearly now. Okay, I think there's some kind of an internet issue. Let's see if we can sort this out. Okay, I think I'm going to try one more time, and let's see if we can get Viru. I think maybe his connectivity is not that great right now. Okay, let's see if he's here. Let's try one more time. Hey, Viru, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, finally.
Yeah,
I had to get out of my bedroom and come to the living room.
yeah. I think it's some. Yeah,
Can you
I
hear
think
me
Yeah,
now?
you got. I can hear you very well now. I can hear you very well.
Cool, cool. Even I can see you clearly.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So tell us, brother, how are you? And firstly, welcome to the Zildjian Talk. Finally, it's happening, with you, and I'm very happy that it worked out. I know you were not well since the last 1 week, and we were not sure that we should go ahead, but you were kind of positive that we should go and do it, on a Monday. So thanks once again for joining in.
Thank you so much, Darshan, for this opportunity. I mean, the list of drummers on this whole season has been incredible, and it's a privilege to be a part of this. Yeah, I had some viral fever last week, but then I'm completely.
Yes, you look great, by the way. You're looking great. You surely don't look
Thank you.
sick right now. So, yeah, man. So obviously we're going to talk all about your stuff, your music, the bands that you've played with, and all that stuff. But before we go there, let's start off with the Zildjian relationship, and when did that happen for you, and how your experience has been over the years with Zildjian cymbals, and and if you can also talk about your current setup right now.
So, actually, my setup has changed quite a bit because of the styles of bands that I keep playing.
Right.
But I have been part of the Zildjian family since 2007,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's been a long journey, I know, and I think it's the support that Zildjian has given to us Indian drummers has been incredible from the start, right from the time when we had started the endorsement to how it has progressed over the so many years, as you also know.
Right.
So I think it's been great. They have always been in touch. Even you and me had visited the UK office as well,
Yes.
and they are very well. They are very welcoming, and always there to help you, support you with gear for any of the gigs that are required and stuff like that. So I think I have had a great experience with Zildjian, uh, and hope to continue in the near future.
Awesome. Awesome. Talk us about your current setup. What series and what kind of cymbals you've been using currently, and obviously you play so many different genres. So also talk us about what are those qualities that you see specifically for metal kind of a space, and compared to the pop and the Bollywood stuff that you do.
So initially, when I got my endorsement, I was mostly associated with a lot of metal bands,
Yes.
and that got me into, picking up more of the brighter sounding cymbals. Because if anyone who has attended a metal gig knows that the guitars are blazing loud and stuff like that. So to have that cut through sound of your cymbals coming out was very important for me. Um, there were so I went with the S series at that time because
Okay.
they were like those really, yeah, really heavy ones where I can just bash on the crashes and all those big sizes, 16-inch and 18-inch crashes. I had the 21-inch the bell ride as well, where I would love to play all the bells. I even had a two ride setup for my demonic resurrection set.
Right.
So it was more about having a brighter sound and stuff like that. Later on, and when I started associating with a lot of other styles of music and even with all the Bollywood artists, is when I realized that I needed a much more warmer sound, which is why I went for even the new Sweet series is
Yes.
very good. I managed to get one 16-inch Sweet Crash as well. I have a jazz ride. I don't play jazz, but I just really loved the sound. Uh, I remember we were only checking it at the UK, this thing, the office,
Right.
where
Right. Right.
I just played it and I just loved it, and I'm like I want this ride.
Was it the
So I
Renaissance
still
ride?
have two rides. Yes, that's the Renaissance ride.
Right. 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 Got it.
Yes. So The one thing that has been common in my setup for all the styles of music is the K hi-hat, 14-inch hi-hat. I think that's the perfect hi-hat to have because it it sizzles nicely with a heavier sounding song also, but you can always keep it quiet and control it nicely. So that is one thing that has been common in my setup. Everything else I have like variated here and there sometimes.
Correct,
So
correct,
yeah,
correct.
mostly this is what my setup has been.
Nice, nice, nice. So, have you also tried out like the dry cymbals and do you also kind of have any of the dry series currently, or it's mainly the K suites and the K custom stuff that you've been using?
So I even had a cake custom series, but then I noticed I started cracking them a lot, and not
Correct.
because of my playing. I have never broken a stick also actually, but it was more about maybe the transportation or the cymbal cases that I had, experiences like that. So, but I would always get a crack from the outside of the cymbal, not from the inside, for some
Right,
reason.
right, right.
Uh, I used to love the K series. I even have tried a lot of hybrid because I have noticed that a
That's nice.
lot of the vendors around India have a hybrid setup, and I really like that also. Um, but when it came to keeping a proper uh, set of varied symbols, I tried with having one sweet crash. I have a FX crash also,
Right.
and I have a China, the Oriental China, 16
Nice,
inch. I
nice.
even had a 18-inch, but then that was too big for any other music than metal. So I used to sparsely use it. But the 16-inch is a good one. I think even you have a 16-inch Oriental.
Yes, I have a 16 and an 18, and this one is the dry. Really started using that. So yeah. So cool, man. So also tell us about your, the current scenario. Obviously, the last 1 year has been kind of a little rough for all of us. What have you
Yes.
been kind of working around in the last 18 months, and and how did you keep yourself motivated in this, these tough times?
As everyone knows, everyone has been at home doing household chores and just being home and not getting out. So the first thing I managed to do was try to get a setup at home. I never had a drum kit at home. So, but then also considering the sound issues,
Right.
uh, no- because of the neighbors and stuff like that, I first had a spare acoustic kit. I changed all the regular heads to a mesh head. Tried figuring that out, but then again, the problems were the cymbals. I even was planning to get the Zildjian low volume cymbals
Yes, they're really
uh,
good, by the way.
just for home practice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had tried them at one of the stores, but I was still contemplating what should I do because it was still a bigger setup uh, to have at home. And then I managed to get a electronic kit because I think that was the only feasible thing for me,
Right.
which I can just tuck it in the side of my bedroom, and that is how I have been practicing in the lockdown. It's a good setup because now that you can connect it with your laptop, I can send out demos, scratches, or even like final takes. There are so many nice VSTs that I end up actually using it for a final take.
Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, it's been kind of really helpful, especially the electronic kit. I'm kind of pretty much doing the same thing from my place when I used to, I was not kind of stepping out that much. The e-kit really helped, a lot to
Yeah.
kind of just put down stuff and at least keep your, the warm-ups and the
And also for
motion going. Yeah,
teaching, I think. Yes,
exactly,
yes, motion
exactly.
going as well as for teaching because for us to be in a confined place, at least previously when I used to go, Sahil from Demonic Resurrection, uh, he has changed his garage into a studio place where my actual drum kit is there, my Pro M.
Okay.
I used to go there and teach drums physically or even online. But now that everyone's at their own houses, electronic kit was a good thing because there's no sound issue. The student can also hear it very clearly and
Right.
stuff like that. So it was very helpful.
Awesome, awesome. I think we have a lot of people now kind of joining in. Karan says hi to you. Hi, Karun. Good
Hi,
to see you
Karan.
here.
Karun's also there. Yeah,
There's Kedar, Mulani. Good man, good to see everyone out here. Guys, if you have
nice,
any
nice.
questions for Viru, you can drop it on this question mark box on your right, and I'll ask him at the end of the session. So now let's go back in time, man. Tell us how did this whole thing start for you, and why drums? Like, how did that whole incline towards drums happen? And if you can also talk about your inspirations and teachers during your earlier days.
For me, it started off with, I think, my uncle, who is also a drummer. Um, and he was an inspiration for me in every field that time, be it playing cricket or being, drumming and everything. He would, like, I used to always hang out with him more than my parents or anyone else. So he was a big inspiration. He used to still keep, make me keep a distance. It was not like, just go and play drums and all that. He was like, you should respect the instrument, and he would actually not let me sit on the kit
Wow.
until and unless I know some of the rudiments properly and stuff like that. So that was a good initial training for me. Um, but as and when I started venturing out, say into college and stuff, and meeting other musician friends, is when I started exploring different styles of music. Like in college, I remember I had this friend called Mithun Pujari, and he had a band called Pin Drop Violence. And
Yes.
he also at his house had all the instruments, right from uh, keyboards to guitars to everything. He was a guitar player, and he had at that time, I'm talking about 1999, he had a Gresh kit at home.
Wow.
And I didn't even know the brand that time, but he
Right.
had a Gresh, basic jazz kit, like just the bass drum, floor tom, snare. That's it. I don't think there was a tom also, just three piece for some reason. But we would blast metal on that. And he got me into metal style drumming. With me, I got inclined towards metal only because I love the energy that comes out when you're performing, especially drums, because it's more physical.
Right.
And I was always about speed. And speed, actually, if I go back, even when I used to play cricket a lot, I was like a fast bowler, and speed was always like very fascinating for me, which
Right.
translated into drumming as well. Um,
Nice.
then in 2000, I think in 2002, once I got an opportunity to play with Demonic Resurrection, just to fill in for one show, and that is when I
So,
met Sahil.
who was the drummer before you? Like, who was
That time
playing?
there was this guy called Yash Pathak. He was the original member of original drummer of Demonic Resurrection. Then
Okay.
there was JP, who was playing for maybe 4 or 5 years, who
Okay.
used to
Okay.
play with uh, Infernal Wrath, this band called Infernal Wrath, and now I think he's got into uh, uh, like he's been assisting Trilok Gurtu for quite some time, if you know JP.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So
I know
yeah, yeah.
JB.
So he was also part of Demonic Resurrection before.
Nice.
And I joined Demonic Resurrection in 2000, like end of 2006 or early 2007. Since then, Sahil has been like this guy who would just push me to like, he would try to exceed, like whatever I would set the bar, he would like exceed it, maybe in the next song or the next album. And that actually pushed me to going and playing at tempos which I would never imagine.
Wow.
But it was both ways, It was like maybe there would be uh, some conflicts saying that why would you want it to be so fast or stuff like that. But eventually uh, it would all come uh, to everyone's agreement. So that was a big, I would say, that was a big inspiration for me to push myself to limits that I would not would have thought I would have pushed myself.
Yes. So yeah, so obviously your uncle was kind of one of the person who kind of pushed you, but who were the earlier teachers? Like how did that whole, how did you get into that whole rudiments and understanding the songs and when did that start?
So I have never taken a formal training as such.
Okay.
My uncle used to just give me some lessons like singles, doubles. Doubles also he would call it mummy daddy.
Correct.
So yeah. So then he just the very basic ones and mostly hand exercises.
Right,
Uh,
right,
bec-
right.
uh, it was not more of the playing the kick or anything like that. It was more hands and playing roles and stuff like that. But I always used to like the sound of the drums, and um, uh, which is why when I ventured into more styles of music and I figured out that drum is actually something where you have to use all four of your limbs,
Right.
is that is what got me even more interested in it, and that is
Correct.
when I started pushing myself. I I I had even met Gino for quite some time, and Gino is a brilliant, um, you know, brilliant. He's just a good friend, I would say.
Right.
And it's not like he's someone who you can learn from. He is also noticing you always. If he
Correct.
thinks that you are playing something which he's not aware of, he's so curious about it. And that I learned from him, which is why even whenever I check any drummer, uh, doesn't matter if it's a new drummer or an old drummer or experienced or non-experienced,
Right.
you have something to learn from everyone.
True. True.
So
True.
I remember meeting Gino so many times. Gino, Jay, Vinayak, and all these guys. They used to hang out at this place where they used to teach kids, and it was I think at Garudia School
The
where
Garodia school in
they
Ghatkopar,
yes
yeah.
they have multiple drum kits,
Right.
and it was
Right.
fascinating to see so many drum kits at one place together.
Correct. Yeah.
So I had gone there for almost, I think, 5, 6 times where he would just call me and we would just jam there.
Right.
So
Right.
uh, those were good times where he introduced me to a lot of other drummers. Um, but then nothing specific, but just that he would whatever currently that he's listening to or he's practicing, we would just share ideas with each other. So it was good.
Right. And how about double bass? Like, how did that start? And if you can talk us about your earlier routine, like practice routine as well, specification, like specifically with like double bass and stuff, and how to kind of maintain that speed, clarity, and play at that level.
So actually, double bass, I have been practicing since so long. Maybe if I would have taken a proper training, it would have been even faster. But glad that I learned it from trial and errors also.
Correct.
Um, so what had happened is I didn't even have a double bass
Hmm.
pedal. It was only like air drumming or foot tapping, and I started practicing like that. I remember I used to be a part of this band where I had to learn some song which had a basic, maybe 120 beats per minute double bass pattern, like a 16th note double bass
Right.
pattern. But it was for almost 2 minutes. It's a Slayer song.
Wow.
For 2 minutes continuously, I had to play. And I had no idea how that syncopation was not there. I had
Right.
always played single pedal. But I got a challenge. And whenever there's a challenge, it's fun to do it. So they were like, that time in Bombay, Brahma, this band called Brahma was very famous.
Yes.
And for some reason, Brahma's bass player was going to visit our jam room to check out how we sound. So they said Brahma's bass player is going to come at 5 p.m.
Hmm.
We have to practice this song. We have to play this song in front of him. So we get to open for Brahma and stuff like that. I
Nice.
went there at 3. I started practicing. And I'm not kidding, but like how you randomly just learn cycling, you get the
Right.
balance suddenly. I got
Correct.
the balance of that double bass.
Wow.
Like I tried playing the hi-hat with my left hand, and I tried playing the hi-hat with the right, and two, three combinations I tried, and suddenly I got it.
Right.
But the best part was that the Brahma bass player never showed up. But I got the
Wild.
pattern, and and from there it's been just. Uh, in fact, this is the time which is I'm talking about 1999, where there was no YouTube, nothing like that.
Exactly.
We had to get search for content, like there would be some drum book or maybe some website which only opens like a HTML page or something, where
Right.
there would be articles written about how to play double bass or how to generally play drums. And
Hmm.
so there were a lot of these books and pages that I would read, try to get inspired by that. Now it is so much easier where you can just log into YouTube. You have so much free content. You can visually see what the drummer is playing and just emulate it.
Right.
So, that way, so that is what I'm saying. Because it's been such a long journey with so much of technology advancement and stuff like that, it might have taken me much longer than what it would take for drummers who are right now trying to pursue.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Also talking about the, obviously the upcoming drummers, the scenario with the metal and the rock scene as well. What would be your advice to, like, people who really love metal music, but unfortunately in India we don't have that kind of a big of a scene out here, with metal music. So, what is your advice to them when it comes to this?
I think it has to do with any music which has a niche audience. It's not only metal. There are a lot of other styles of music also which are not very popular in maybe a certain region.
Right.
We have taken our music to the UK, Europe, where they have the audience. Like even if there are 20 people in the audience, those 20 people will be like dedicated audience. At the end of the show, 20 of them will go and buy your merchandise. And they have that culture of, if they like the band, they'll buy your CD, they'll buy your merchandise and stuff like that. Or they'll just buy you a beer or something. Uh, Here, the whole scenario of being a independent band, right now it is getting even more digital. Plus, now that lockdown and all is there, so everything has completely changed.
Right.
But my advice would be just be true to your music. And um, I'm saying ki, obviously it's difficult to sustain as a full-time musician by just playing metal. That is almost impossible here in India.
Right, right. Yeah,
Uh,
because it's just that because you put in so much hard work, to especially to be in a metal band and to be a metal drummer is not easy, man. And you put
yes,
so much hard work, efforts, hours and hours of practicing double bass and getting your chops right. But then when you come to actually play, when it's time to play on stage, there are very limited stage, which are there at least in our
opportunities.
country. You know,
Yes,
luckily
yes,
you got the opportunity to step out and play around so many various festivals with Demonic, but not every band will get that. So how
that's what.
can they reach that level where they can start touring and are able to kind of play around in different metal festivals across the globe?
So it's all DIY. You have to be the drummer of the band. You have to be the person who almost literally manages the band. Like every band member has their own duties that are assigned, and
Right.
that's the case with a Hindi band also. If you see, if it is non-Bollywood, everyone has to do their part. Uh, like the bands that I am associated, the other bands that I'm associated with, of different styles of music that I play, we all have to do 10 other things.
Right.
Talking to maybe venues, promoters, uh, if required, talking to magazines. If you're releasing some new single or some album, you have to approach, because as you know, there is so much of music that everyone has to promote themselves,
Right.
be it any style of music. So I'm not saying that will get you to um, uh, making any style of music popular, but at
Right.
least it will get your music to a larger audience. But you have to put the effort, because a lot of musicians are like, no, I have made my music, that is it. Now people should listen to it. But that is
Right.
not how it is. You also know
Exactly.
that. You have to be a all-rounder to be able to, and you have to be versatile. One thing I have learned is being in a band, uh, because you learn so many of these things, you become so much more firm and, uh, like zero mistakes, that when you're playing a session gig also, you come well prepared, and that is also very important,
Right.
because you can't be going to a jam room and just chilling and wasting time of other musicians. As you also know, when
Right.
we are doing a session work, it's like a proper gig that everyone has put in more than 100% effort.
Right.
and
Right.
and the level of musicianship is something else. I have had, uh, like, say for example, Salim Merchant. He is a brilliant person, and what a musician.
Right.
He has so much work, as you can see his Instagram, and he had taken one day to just so that I could figure out all the songs.
Right. Right.
It
Right.
was, I couldn't believe that. I was like, I
Yeah.
would be just jamming with maybe some musicians from the band, and we would figure out, and then Salim and Suleiman would arrive later. But no, he
Correct.
was the one who actually proactively sat with me patiently. There are so many those interesting fills that you have only managed to play,
Right.
that
Right.
I was figuring out, and he was so patient. He like, don't
Yeah.
worry, we'll take a break. But that is how proficient you are, and
He's very particular, and very he
he's very
especially with
particular also.
and that
Yeah,
also comes because he's a musician first, more than anything.
that's what.
He's not a singer, or he's not like a star who's coming, and okay, I'll see you guys on stage, and that's it. It
Yeah,
doesn't work
yeah.
like that with him. Everything, every fill, every accent, every chord,
Everything,
it's
every chord, every dance step, everything is
is
synchronized.
yes,
And
yes, yes.
yeah, and that was another learning experience.
Right,
That maybe that something that I would have not got from just playing with bands, where you
right,
are free and you're, okay to do whatever you want. You can maybe get up in the middle of the set, or whatever.
correct.
The other
The
side was,
chalta attitude doesn't work sometimes
yes, yes, yes.
with
So,
most of them.
there are obviously, pros of you. If you want to pick up those pros, it is good for you. There are
Right,
pros
right.
and cons of whatever side, but always, if you think about the pros, there are a lot of things to learn from any style of music or any set of musicians.
Right.
If you are willing to learn something, you will eventually learn it, and people will appreciate what you're doing. That is very
Correct.
important.
So, Viru, again, you've been doing so many different stuff right now since the last almost 7, 8 years now. Whether it's Bollywood, playing with pop artists and stuff like that. But do you really miss those days with demonic, and like just want? Is there always like an itch of man, I still want to play metal music. I want to go back on stage and kind of play festivals and play that as much as possible. Does that come to you ever?
It does, yeah. So what happens is, actually, I would say I am also privileged to be a part of some great Bollywood acts, and it's fun to be on stage with them. That's another side of it. Like,
Right,
even with Darshan Raval, the set that we play is so much fun. It almost feels like a band. He's
right,
he's a young, upcoming singer, and already like established in the indie scene.
right.
But when we jam, he's almost like a part of any band that I was part of before.
Right, right. No, I
So
was
it is
mainly
so
talking
much.
about the playing part.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
band and everything is there,
So,
but I'm just talking about playing metal, like metal music,
so yeah, that's there, because uh, naturally, when I am most of the time when I'm done with a gig and the flight I'm taking back home, I always put my headphones on and I'm listening to some metal. That's there.
Right.
Oh, that's like a detox. That's like a detox
Right.
for me. And yeah, there have been gigs around. Maybe obviously not in the lockdown, but uh, just before the lockdown, the number of gigs had reduced, the metal gigs that I was associated with. But whenever we did get an opportunity, I was always there to jump on it and
Right.
uh, play metal whenever possible. Because the way you connect with the audience at those type of gigs
Right.
is some other level. Like
Exactly.
you have an energy of 100, the audience will have an energy of 500 maybe, and it
Wow.
elevates to some other level. So that's another vibe altogether.
Nice. 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 I think we have a question which says from Surya, what practice routine should an intermediate drummer follow?
Practice routine. I am I'm not a person who keeps a routine as such. I can only advise, but I would not say that I have done it myself. But yeah, it is very important. I every time think of, in fact, my routine was when I was practicing with my bands,
Right.
be it jam sessions or be it rehearsals just before gigs, uh, because that is when you have that last minute thing of you'll be performing on stage and how you prepare yourself.
Right.
Other than that, uh, if you're talking about um, like I always make notes, even for metal gigs that I've played, or even for Bollywood gigs or any commercial corporate gigs. I
Right.
always make notes, and those are not like drum notations as such, but just pointers saying what the song structure is,
Right.
just so that the performance is not hindered, uh, me not remembering something. And you should, like every musician should be at least prepared with that. That
Right.
is very important. Um, be talking about physical aspect of how to practice.
Hmm.
Daily practice is very important for sure. Uh, it could be as simple as just practicing hand exercises or trying to emulate the same hand exercises with your feet.
Right.
If you have a drum kit, practicing on a drum kit, orchestrating it in around the kit and stuff like that. So it's all up to you. There is no fixed routine as such,
Right.
is what I feel. With you can just maybe try at different tempos.
Hmm. Awesome. I think that should answer his question. There's another one from Drum Lunatic which says, how do you conserve energy during gigs? I think maybe specifically during metal gigs and stuff because sometimes you play a long set. How do you manage to have the same energy from the first song to the last song?
Um, Now that I would say comes with practice. Uh, Before a demonic resurrection show, we would always have jams for at least like 5 times,
Right.
and those were like our last two jams would be almost we are not looking at each other, we are just performing as if we are performing at a gig.
Right.
So, but I think sports also help me a lot in building stamina. It's not like I go and run every day,
Right.
but naturally when you're playing sports, you don't realize that how much you're running or how much you're, uh, you know, getting worked out. So I was always into sports. I would either play cricket or football whenever I get a chance, and always keeping myself hydrated. That is very important.
True.
Warming up before the gig is also very important. Uh, Again, warming up can be just slowly stretching your hands, or just taking a stick and playing singles.
Right.
Um, not stressing too much, just loosening your muscles. That is very
Right.
important. And
Right.
I have noticed that if you know the song inside out, then you're not stressed about the part where if I will remember the next part or not. And so those things are not in your head. So you will be
Right.
enjoying the gig more, and that actually conserves a lot of energy. One more thing I've noticed is, say if there are three, four bands playing, I would then, at least for the last half an hour, not listen to anything. I would maybe mute myself, because even hearing loud music can tire you. So it's very,
Right.
so I believe in preparing myself with these small things, which eventually helps me conserve energy. Also, I
Right.
have never got drunk before a gig.
That will
Very
surely
important.
help to keep your
Yeah,
focus and to maintain on the click.
yes. Be it metal gig, be it Bollywood gig, even if I'm playing a gig where I'm just playing a cajon in two songs, I will never be, I like to be
Yeah,
attentive and aware about what is happening,
true.
you know, in the surrounding.
Right. Also, coming to the technique part, man, I always, as a somebody who I don't play metal music and that much, but I always felt that there the technique is very, very important because as you said about conserving energy, and especially if you have to play a longer set, I feel, don't you think that the technique, having the right technique and using the bounce and everything will be very, very important?
It is very important. Uh, in fact, uh, when you play at a faster tempo, it's not about playing at a faster tempo and playing sloppy. You
Right.
have to have the precision, and that only comes if you put in time in your practice at a slower tempo, getting your hits right, getting your bounce right, and there are different techniques which applies to different drummers in a
Right.
different way. So someone would be comfortable with a matched grip,
Right.
French grip, but someone might be okay with the uh, what do you call the
The traditional?
wrist the wrist technique,
Okay,
the
right,
wrist
right,
technique. Yeah, someone would be comfortable with the finger technique.
right,
So so it depends on what you're comfortable with. You can try incorporating it into your playing, and then taking it slowly. But it's very important to practice everything at a slow tempo.
correct,
Yeah, it's like learning tongue twisters. You can't just blabber,
right.
something and say, ki, okay, I can say this. You have to chew each and every word. Similarly,
Clarity,
yeah, clarity, precision is very important.
right,
And that only comes with time. You can't just, there's no shortcut to that.
true,
You have to practice every day. And uh, be it practicing at a jam room, there are so many times where at a gig also, just before the gig, I would just be doing doubles or even a paradiddle or inverted paradiddle. Uh, Initially, I was not comfortable with all these inverted ones.
right,
So I would start off playing inverted, and then without thinking about it, I would then start playing regular, then switching back to inverted and stuff like that. One thing I have noticed is, um, maybe there's a little advantage which I feel, me being lefty, is there are a lot of things that I have to do with my right hand,
right,
things around. So I'm almost comfortable with uh, playing both sides
right. I think
naturally,
that's what our
which,
next
which,
question is from Karan, which he's saying, how
okay,
did you develop your right, you being left-handed, how did you develop the right hand technique?
right hand, closed hand.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh, so, as I said, that a lot of things that I had to do with my right hand. In fact, most of the earlier gigs where I would play in competitions, I had to completely change the drum setup,
right,
and I had to completely change the drum setup every time, play something or the other. But I noticed, I somehow got familiar with playing, like playing on a not so perfectly set up drum kit,
right,
which was also important, because a lot of times what happens is, if some drummer is not comfortable with the tom at a certain level, uh, it's difficult for him to, play around. For some reason, I got used to it because I have played in so many different setups. There's one tom, two toms, there's no toms.
right,
Sometimes the crash has gone somewhere else, you know. you know how the competitions are. Like I
Right.
played a lot of competition initially.
Right.
Now it's a privilege whenever we play all the all the gigs where all
Right.
the gear is sorted so much. Uh,
Absolutely.
but so what happened is I have even played a gig where I have played the whole set as right-handed. Maybe some of
I
the
think that's what Karan was trying to say. But I think not close-handed. He was saying on a right-handed kit setup.
yeah. So what I had done is I would try and play open hand with the hi-hat being played with my left hand and
Okay.
the snare I am playing with my right hand.
Okay.
Because I can manage playing with my right hand, the hi-hat playing with my right hand, but then it becomes difficult for me to open close the hi-hat. That's a little,
Right.
it tickles somewhere in the
Like a
brain.
Carter Buford kind of a setup. Huh?
So Carter Buford plays a open hand, and
Yes.
I used to listen to a lot of Dave Matthews Band, and uh, even he is a brilliant drummer because
Right.
the intricacies that he does behind
Incredible.
such a nice music is something else. So, in fact, he was also a big inspiration for me when I would listen to something other than all the heavier stuff that I used to do. Um, he was there. There were a lot of other drummers, like drummer
Right.
for Pearl Jam or even Rage Against the Machine. They are drummers who would keep a very steady beat, but even keeping that steady beat is very important, like Red Hot Chili Peppers or
Right.
bands like that. And and it is very important to be versatile and being aware of it.
True.
So when you're approaching a gig or you're approaching a band, trying to make new music or playing a live session gig, you know the approach, and then you can adapt yourself to that situation. That is very important.
Right. Next question is from DJ something Zach. What's the fastest
DJ
you've
Zach,
reached with double bass, and which technique do you prefer?
he wants to know because I think right now he's the fastest. I've seen his video; is incredible. Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
nice.
I think he's just 18 or 19 years old, or maybe less than that, I guess. Hi,
Okay.
DJ Zach. So, uh, fastest, like whole lockdown, I have forgotten about fastest and stuff like that. But there are songs of Demonic Resurrection which is 240 beats per minute.
Wow.
But then I'm playing blast beats on that, which is
With the
which is
ride
not
and like,
actually yeah, which is not actually double bass. It's alternate double bass. When it comes to double bass, then I would be playing um, maybe 220 16th note,
okay,
and yeah, or maybe if it is 240, then I would play the triplet. Uh,
right.
so maybe yeah, something like that.
Nice, nice. Also, if you can talk about the spring action for your pedals and stuff, not many people talk about, especially when it comes to double bass drumming, but what kind of a tension that you would prefer on a pedal?
Uh, so I have always used, like since a long time, I have been using the Demon Drive.
Okay,
Before that, I was using Sahil's pedals, which were the Axis pedals, and those
right,
pedals are very light. Like you just touch them and it comes back. You know,
right,
they are only good if you're playing some faster stuff. But it was really difficult for me to play all the slower stuff on that. I mean, I would only play those pedals when I was jamming with Demonic Resurrection, so that's fine.
right,
But for my Pearl Demon Drive, when I bought that pedal, it took me a year to figure out there are so many settings in that
right,
because you can make it long board, you can keep it short board,
correct,
you can increase the angle of how um, the foot would rest and stuff like that, and then you would change the beater angle, and there are 10 other settings that you can
right,
change. So I kept experimenting with it. I even went online, checked other drummer setups, but somehow I have noticed that if say if I have not practiced for a while, I always bring back the spring tension down.
Right.
Because it takes at least 2 to 3 days of regular practice to directly get used to a tighter spring tension.
Right.
So I would always start with loosening it, playing for some time, then maybe slowly tightening it. But I would not go like 100%, maybe around 70% tighter. I was in Delhi once and I got to meet Anup Shastri,
Yes.
who was jamming with Sky Harbor, and he had the same pedal. And just when he took a break, I sat on his kit. He had the same Pearl Demon drive. I was not able to just dig the foot and touch the beater,
Wow.
on the skin. It was so tight. The setting was so tight.
Right.
And I'm like, and on that, he was playing like all the hartas and all that so effortlessly. So I'm not a hard hitter as such. Maybe with the hand, the technique that I use, the whipping motion,
Right.
which is why I have those harder hits with the hands. But with the feet, it's the regular heel up technique that I use. And I've always kept it between 50 to 70% tighter. I never go like completely high. Later on, when I had to play faster double bass patterns, I was figuring out that a lot of drummers have started playing heel toe technique.
Yes.
Where you actually play with your heel, one note, and then you rest your foot. So it plays the next note with the toe.
Right.
And then you alternate it, like right heel, right toe, left heel, left toe.
Correct.
That technique. I was even experimenting with another technique where you would play heel, heel, toe, toe. Alternate. Like how we play singles, not doubles, singles. But that was again, it's like unlearning something and learning again.
Right.
So that technique I never got into as much. I can still play it to maybe a slower tempo to 160, 170. And for some reason, I get more power with that. But if I go faster, then it becomes very sloppy. I'll have to practice that technique. But for faster double bass, anything over 200 or something, I would try and play heel toe, which is doubles.
Do people also play 300 BPM or no?
There are drummers on Instagram and YouTube, if you find, they'll play all that tempo.
Wow.
Again, one more thing is you have to, at that tempo, to keep it consistent and precise, you have to use triggers. Because at that tempo, because the bass drum being a low sounding instrument, at that tempo, it's a very short split second of time where you can hear the hit. So you can't have the boominess when you're playing at that tempo, which is why triggers are used to make it sound more clicky. A lot of people think that it's cheating. You're playing one, it's playing four. It's nothing like that. In fact, if someone would connect a trigger, they will actually know how sloppy you play. So it's very important because everything is out there.
Right.
Before, when we used to play without triggers, the miking would not be clear and no one would be able to hear the regular double bass also. But with triggers, at least people know what is being played. So whatever I'm playing here is being played, is being outputted on the PA.
Correct. And also, do you feel that the sensitivity also has to be kind of put when the minute you start using triggers? What kind of a sensitivity would you use on that?
So I use the standard medium sensitivity. I use the TM2 sometimes, or even the built-in SPD SX has the triggers, which I use. It's actually to do with the trigger that you're using. I have the RT30 for the kick. And right now the technology of the triggers have gone to some other level. Initially, I was using the Yamaha module, in which it was very difficult to, there were a lot of problems with re-triggering and stuff like that. So I had stopped using the bass drum. I would actually take a kick pad from the Roland kit. I would take a kick pad for the gig I would keep an amp in front so that it doesn't move, and
Right.
I would play those, you know. But at least the output is good because people would know what I'm playing rather than
Right.
me doing 10 things but nothing is coming out on the PA. But later on, when I changed my setup to the TM2, which I use for a lot of my Bollywood gigs also, uh, and it's in the medium tension, even if you're playing softer stuff, it gives a good bounce and nice low end. But when you go faster, it's still very precise and clear. And I have seen a lot of other
Right.
bands, like bigger bands. For example, Gojira is a very good example. With the double bass that he plays is some other level, and he plays like a 2 hour set continuously playing double bass and stuff. And like the output that comes out is some other level, and you learn from watching other drummers. So I was always fascinated to see all these drummers at all the festivals that I've attended
Right.
and learn from them.
So top five metal drummers right now. Your favorite.
Uh, Very difficult actually. First would be Meshuggah, Thomas Hack from Meshuggah. Uh, Second would be, so Marco Miniman had uh, was a drummer for this band called Necrophagist, and the stuff that he did with them was incredible. There were other drummers who were part of the band, but the way effortlessly that Marco Miniman did it, and
Right.
as you know, like Marco Miniman has been a big inspiration because I have seen his instructional videos to any videos. He's one drummer who's so versatile
Right.
to another planet level. He's something else. I can't even like. I was speechless when I had met him at that Bandra
Yes,
masterclass he
the
had done.
masterclass. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Even without, he had some issue with his backing tracks or something, or his drum kit was not mic'd, but it sounded so good. And I aspire to be a drummer like him. You know, it's a big like it's the time to live and see him play live. You know, something like that.
Right.
So he was a part of this band called Necrophages, and I love his work on that.
Right.
I have been listening to a lot of this band called Car Bomb. It's another metal band,
Okay.
and the drummer of that is also some other guy called Elliot Hoffman. Um, are we talking only about metal or?
Mainly metal. I wanted top five metal drummers. Yeah.
uh, then Gojira drummer Mario Duplanter,
Right.
uh, and one drummer which I saw and literally like that movie from Mask where his jaw drops completely.
Right.
Yeah, was watching this band um, called Despised Icon, which was
Okay.
again in we had gone to one festival in Czech Republic. That drummer, uh, he almost looks like a Wolverine on the kit. He has that similar, side locks and stuff like that, and he bashes the kit at some incredible level. He has some videos on YouTube. I'll share it with you later.
Sure, man.
Yeah, I was floored by him. So yeah, these are the five drummers that I've been
Mad, mad, crazy.
very.
So, one advice to all the upcoming metal drummers that you would give, and if somebody wants to maybe just kind of start now getting into this genre, but kind of have been playing maybe, pop and rock stuff, but what would be that first thing that they need to, be aware about, and also some advice going forward how they can take this thing forward in the metal scene?
Um, See, as of now, there are a lot of uh, avenues where you can promote your music and get your music out there, even without the help of any big label. Uh,
Right.
Anyway, these type of niche music, uh, was never supported by any of the big labels. So you always had to you always had to be a DIY band doing everything. Uh, the effort that goes into maintaining a band, and I'm not only talking about India. We have gone to UK, we have gone to, we have traveled around Europe. There are so many metal bands where there like it's like a mecca for metal. There are so many metal bands who struggle there as well.
Right.
They have a different approach to how the gigs are happening there. We are actually spoiled here.
True.
We get everything here. We get a PA, we get drum kit, backline is sorted, even for a metal gig. I'm not even talking about bigger
Right.
gigs that we play. Uh, these are all sorted, venue is sorted, but there you would get a plain slate where you have to carry, like when you're on tour, you have to book a van, uh, travel with three bands together in the van, you know, hop from one venue to another venue. We've done all
Crazy.
that. And and the struggles that we have seen from the bands over there as well, it's as difficult for them, you know. So it was almost like we are on the same boat, just that we are from another country.
True.
In fact, in fact, some of the gigs, people were fascinated to see that, oh, there's a band from India. Come on, let's watch them. At least they
Hmm.
had that reason. For
Right.
local bands, they'll be like, "Arey, let it be. I'll go and watch something else." Like we
Correct.
had more audience than the local bands,
True.
stuff like that. So it's all about perspective. My whole point is, whatever style of music that you enjoy or you would want to compose music in, be it metal, be it indie, be it jazz, instrumental, anything. Be true to that and keep releasing your stuff. That is very important. Keep
Correct.
promoting it. You don't have to run for, I don't have so many followers or this like that. That is also important. You have to keep a fan base. You have to keep them engrossed by giving them new material rather than just, releasing one stuff at the start of the year and then expecting that, okay, I would get 10 other gigs. That it doesn't
Right.
happen like that.
Right. Right.
Your work keeps progressing as you keep making music. Music is just the starting point of it. After that,
True.
promoting it, going and playing it live. Um, Merchandise also is a big thing abroad, not here as of
Right.
now, with indie bands. Um, I mean, it's picking up here, but not with metal musicians. There are a lot of indie bands who sell their merchandise and stuff like that. Uh, but the culture out in Europe and UK is completely different.
Right.
So that is what it is. There are so many avenues online that you can promote your music now. Now, when you want to release your album, where you can mix, master everything in your house
Right.
and just release it directly to YouTube, Instagram, wherever you want, and show it to the world. Anyone in any part of the world can get access to it uh, till he goes to your page and checks it out. So
Right.
it's also a good way to good channel to promote, but you have to be consistent with it. You have to be true to your music, and uh, and just keep releasing stuff.
Right.
And that is how you keep engagement with your fans and followers.
Right. And that too,
Yeah.
as Robert Glasper said yesterday, it's about having the followers who can actually buy your music, who can buy your CDs, who can buy your merchandise, not the the paid followers, not you don't want those kind of
Yeah.
followers on Instagram.
Yes.
You need
Yes.
followers who love your music, who love you for what you are, and those are the organic followers and supporters that you need in today's time because everybody's gone into that, oh, this guy has 200,000 followers or he has 300,000 followers. But what's the point of that? Those people not buying your tickets, not buying your,
Yes.
your gig merchandise and stuff like that. So it's very important to have organic followers, who really
Organic
appreciate,
followers, yeah.
it can be even, as you said, it
Yes,
can be even 20 people in the crowd, but those 20 people are with you, and are listening to everything that you are playing. Like, that's very, very important.
very important.
Yeah. Awesome,
And
man.
to have, yeah, you
Sorry,
to
Viru, just to
have,
cut you down.
sorry,
I
yeah.
hope that the Instagram doesn't cut us down because we've kind of crossed the 1 hour limit right now. I
Oh,
didn't
okay, okay,
realize
okay.
it's already 9:15. But
Okay, okay.
yeah. Anyways, continue. We'll just complete this, and I'll get the last question.
One advice I wanted to give is, which I have also experienced in the lockdown, was to first of all explore as much new music, as much new uh, instruments as well. I would say for drummers, it's very important to know other instruments, of how the approach is towards uh, when they are making music, because the approach that we put is more of the groove and rhythm and stuff like that, but the way the other instruments are used, it's very important. And I have gone into that space as well, uh, to figure out how, you know how it helps overall as a song,
Right.
because eventually when you are making music and giving it to the fans, it's the whole music that you're sharing.
True.
Got it. And your so many years of drumming experience will obviously show in that, which will be the unique point. But it's also important to know the rest of what is rest of the part of the song that is important,
True.
overall.
True.
So yeah.
Cool. I think we'll just end this session with one question from Aditya, which is that one biggest life lesson being a full-time drummer.
Uh, as I said, being a full-time drummer is a full-time job, is what I think. You can't think that you are a drummer, so you can be, lenient. And practice is very important, and practice to something where it's second nature to you. You can't be sloppy. Um, you can't be just having a bad day or something like that. Every gig that you play should be important, be it how small the venue or how big the venue, because there is always someone in the audience who's checking you out. And you can't have a bad day. Say you can't say that it's a bad day. uh, you have to give 100%. Also respect the time and energy that is being put by uh, the musicians and the artists that you play with, and only then you will be expecting good things from them. So that is also
True.
very important. Uh, Also being true to the music that you create, be true to your fans, and just keep making music.
Awesome. Thanks, Viru, once again, man. This was, I'm sure we can actually keep going for another hour or so, but I don't want this thing to get deleted. I wanted to save this
Okay, okay.
session. So I don't want to take more chances because I tried to do this with Stanton Moore and it was a disaster.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I could not save his session because it went about 60-65 minutes, and then the Instagram decided to just cut us
got
off.
it.
So
Okay, okay, okay.
so I don't want to take that time. But anyways, thank you so much, Viru, man. I hope we can do this again sometimes, not maybe from the talk
Yes.
or just from our individual profiles. And thank you once again for giving us your time for especially I know the last 3-4 days has been a little rough for you with your health and stuff. But it's great to see you, and great to see you back in the full action. And hopefully we'll meet again at some airport very soon.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for the opportunity, Darshan, and
Cheers.
congratulations for being a dad now. Uh,
Thank you. Thanks, man.
have fun,
Thank you,
and I'll
buddy.
see you soon.
Take care, brother. Thank you. Thank you,
Take
guys.
care.
Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you guys next week on a Sunday again, and with another amazing musician, this time from Chennai. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun session with him as well. So see you guys around. Take care. Take care, Viru.
Bye.
Peace out. Cheers.
Bye. Take care.